Guys, welcome to Mike Brown Barbecue. Today, I'm going to show you how I do Jamaican jerk spare ribs. It's outside the box. It's not traditional, especially for me, but it's something I've wanted to try for a while. I've made it on pork chops, chicken, all kind of stuff. But today, I want to do it on some ribs in this 250-gallon offset smoker. We're going to run our fire a little hotter than normal, probably about 300 degrees. And we're going to do one rack of spare ribs, and we're going to do one rack of baby back ribs and compare them. And it's going to be good. Alright guys, today I'm going to show y'all how to make the Caribbean jerk for this week's video. We're going to be doing Jamaican jerk spare ribs. So we'll start out with the scallions, aka green onion. Get it sliced up. Just like that. And all that go into the food processor. That's roughly 6 scallions. Next, we'll go with the onions. We're just going to quarter the onions. There's going to be 2 medium onions that the recipe calls for. I got this recipe off of One Pot Caribbean, if I ain't mistaken. Seems like a pretty legit recipe, so we're going to give it a shot. It called for some ginger, about 5 to 6 slices. So what I'm going to do is cut that off right there. I'm going to slice from the bigger parts right there. 4. And we'll call that good. That's some pretty stout smelling stuff there, guys. And then it called for 8 cloves of garlic. It's going in the food processor. I've already got all my dry ingredients mixed up, which is thyme, ginger, salt, pepper, and ground allspice. Put that off in there. Next, we'll go with our peppers. I'm going to start out with 1 serrano pepper. We'll chop it up just for the heck of it. And 1 habanero pepper. I'm going to leave the seeds in it because I want this to have some kick. And I think that'll be enough for the peppers. I know the original recipe called for scotch bonnet, but I did not have scotch bonnet peppers here in East Texas. Nowhere, as I checked at a couple of different grocery stores, could not find them. So we're gonna put 1 whole lemon juice, squeeze off in there. And then the lime, what this recipe calls for. You know what? Alright, so now we're going to start going in with our wet ingredients. This particular recipe right here calls for 1/4 cup of orange juice. There's a 1/4 cup of orange juice. Got that in there. And it called for 1 tablespoon of honey, which I'm going to eyeball that. About right. 1 tablespoon of honey. 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. Alright, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce. Using Kiko Man dark soy sauce. And last, let's see. Nope, it ain't last. It's calling for 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. Wish that was really more like 2 tablespoons, but it'll be alright. It don't have to be exact to be good. Now I need to add 2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar. I really should have done that first, but you know what? It'd be like that sometimes. There's 1, and there's 2. Alright, so let's hit the puree. Alright, so that looks like that should be good enough. Alright guys, how you make a homemade Jamaican jerk marinade. First time I ever made it. Tastes good and it ain't too bad. So what I'm gonna do next is take some of this marinade and put it on my ribs, vacuum seal them, and let them marinate overnight until we smoke them tomorrow. And I'm also gonna adapt some of this sauce, this marinade, into my barbecue sauce and make a Jamaican jerk barbecue sauce also. So stay tuned. Alright, so there you got it. We got our ribs vacuum sealed up. They're gonna rest overnight. I'm gonna show you how to get the fire started on this cook. One of the methods I use is leftover coals. Scrape your firebox out, get one of these baskets at Walmart for like $3, and put all your ash and everything into here. Shake it out. You end up with leftover pieces of burnt wood that didn't burn all the way through. Pretty much like homemade charcoal. So we use this to get started. Just like that. I got a piece of butcher paper today. Stick in there. Now to help it, everything catch. Logs in here. Again, I like starting out with my ugly wood. Put this one right here. Put that one right there. Put that one right there. Let's start out with that one right there. I'm gonna do change this up a little bit. I'm gonna put me some thin logs on the second there. Multiple thin logs. So that'll catch real easy. We'll get our fire going quick. Kind of close together. Friction. That one right there. This one right here. Put this one right here. So we're gonna do it today, just like that. And another pro tip to help get your fire going real fast is if you have any leftover tallow, which you don't use a whole lot, which I've got a ton of it. You take this tallow and pour it all over the place, and the help everything catch also. Be enough. Alright, that's pretty much taken off. And I'll bring you guys back. And put the ribs on. Put our first logs on the fire. I'm going to give y'all another little fire management tip. Short cooks like the ribs. Things that don't take 12 hours to smoke. Stay tuned. Right. And I'm going to hit them with coat salt and pepper. Just for the sake of having salt and pepper on there. I'll protect it. Real light coat on the outside, not real heavy. It's enough to see. Tell you one thing, this wind's going to be a problem today. And just on one side. Alright, that's what they look like. I'll give you a little bit of a close-up. It's our jerk marinated rib. Alright, so our cold bed's about burnt down. Now it's time to put the ribs on. This is our spare ribs. I'm going to put them to the back where it's a little bit hotter. Pick the end toward the fire. Kind of scrunch them up. Go on our baby backs. And that's the baby backs. They're going to go right here. And we won't open this lid for another 2 hours. I'm going to let them have the smoke bath. I'm going to put my green piece of wood on fire next. Stay tuned. So we got our coal bed burnt down. It's time to make sure everything's smashed down nice and good. Got a pretty good size, nice hot coal bed. Now what I was telling y'all about earlier, about using greener wood, but also use wood that's got thick bark on it. That'll give you a lot more smoke on these shorter cooks. Put one right there. Nice thick bark on that piece right there. Put one right there. And I got two denser ones going up top. One right here. One right here in front. Damn it. Give that a minute. Get it caught. And then we got the base for our first 2 hours of the fire. Sometimes you just got to give it a little blow. This is going to burn nice and slow for a little while. Probably about an hour, hour and a half. So I like to start all my fires out. I like to burn the coal bed down, smash my coals, then put my greener woods on. But right before I smash my coals, like in my other videos, I'll go ahead and I'll put my meat on, and I want all this heavy smoke flavor to impart on that meat. Next time y'all see these ribs, will probably be right around the 2 hour mark. We'll check in on them. Stay tuned. Alright. So we're at a little right at the 200 mark. We're running a little over 300 degrees on our temps. Let's take a look, see what they got. Not looking too bad. Bring you guys in for, that's what we're looking at. I'm probably gonna let these ride a little bit longer before I wrap them up. I went ahead and turned these baby back ribs that way. Render some of this fat. Bark's not quite set though. 2 hours. Go ahead and shut this back down. And I'll probably let it go for another hour before I check it again. Once we get the bark set, I like the way everything looks. And we'll wrap tin foil with our Jamaican jerk barbecue sauce. Alright, just a little temperature update. We're rocking 300 degrees on this temp gauge, right where I want to be. And right at it on this one also. Got us a nice smoke coming out. Clean smoke. So it's time to check on our ribs. See what we got. Got some decent color on them. That's the baby back. So everything looks good on them. We're gonna go ahead and get these wrapped up. I'll bring you back in a minute. We'll wrap the baby backs up first. Meat side down. Take all these little pieces off. And we'll apply a little bit of sauce to the back side also. Just like that. And rub it in a little bit on the back side. A little bit of wrapped up. Wrapped up nice. Hey, so you don't have no bones through. And we'll let these ride probably about an hour, hour and a half in the foil. Oh, look how good that rib looks right there. Spare ribs look awesome. Same thing, we'll go meat side down. We'll put some barbecue sauce on the back side, light coating. Take it, rub it in like so. Just like that. Get it wrapped up. And these will probably take a little bit longer than the baby back, so these probably go about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Got them wrapped up. I'll bring you guys back here in a little bit. Let me unwrap them and see what they look like. Stay tuned. Alright, so it's been about an hour and a half since we wrapped. Time to check. See we're done. I like to take them out of the fold. Check them for seal. See how that's bending without breaking? About perfect. What I'm gonna do is flip these over, scoot them back right here, and let the bar reset on those. And it looks like maybe our spare ribs might be done also. Oh yes. See how that's bending without breaking? That's done. So I'm gonna do the same here. Leave it open. Let everything reset on it. They surely don't look like your traditional ribs, but they smell amazing. Hopefully they'll be good. And then the next time y'all see these is when I bring you back and we slice them. Stay tuned. Alright, here's the finished product on my ribs. Bark's alright. They real great. There's our baby back ribs. Look real good. Smell amazing. Fixing to cut into these and find out how good they are. Stay tuned. Let's go ahead and start with spare ribs here. Not cut two off. It's juicy, firm. Cut these off to the side. Let's put this right here. Let's cut off some of the baby backs. Cut two baby backs off. The baby backs came out real juicy. So, alright, here's the moment of truth. Let's take a bite and find out what we got. Nice clean bite. Cooked perfectly. Pretty good flavor, but not as intense as a flavor as I thought they were going to be just by tasting that marinade. But all in all, good juicy rib. I think next time I'll do a little bit more salt and pepper on these. That way, give me a little bit more taste, but still very good. All right, so now we're gonna try spare rib next. See what we got. Man, the spare rib was juicy. I'd like to drown me taking a bite out of that. But nice clean bite off the bone on spare rib, and pretty good flavor. All in all, this wasn't a bad experience. It was pretty good. I think I'll do it a little bit different next time. Instead of marinating the ribs overnight, I believe I'll just marinate them for a few hours. 'Cause I don't know if that had something to do with the texture. The texture's a little bit different. Well, you definitely get the smoke flavor on this smoke. So a few notes from the cook. This these ribs took about 5.5 hours roughly to cook. Uh, Look at that. The baby back's turned out pretty. Spare rib, definitely better, in my opinion. 5.5 hours at about 275 to 300. And I'm going to put the recipes for the homemade jerk marinade in the description and my barbecue sauce. I didn't do a video on the barbecue sauce, but I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I wanted to kind of make it first, but that was the first time I made that marinade. Little tips on the marinade is I would put everything in there according to the recipe, and then at the end add the thyme and the ginger according to your taste, because that's one thing that's really coming through right now. That's the thyme and ginger in that marinade, which is good, but I think I'll do it down a little bit next time. And then as far as the barbecue sauce goes, I'm gonna put the recipe down in the description for it also, but make the barbecue sauce first and then add the marinade last. I would start with 1 teaspoon and go from there with it until you like the taste of it. But bring it to a simmer and let it simmer for about 15-20 minutes. And then when you get ready to take it off, you need to run it through a screen into a funnel and whatever container you're putting it in. And that way it leaves all the chunks of ginger and thyme and all the big stuff behind from the marinade. And you just get the sauce. But the sauce was good, the ribs are good. All in all, this was a pretty good experience and something different. I would highly recommend do it at home, but I just wouldn't marinate overnight because I don't think I gained anything by doing that, unless you just don't want to do it the next day. But if you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comments what you want me to cook next, what you want to see next, and got any questions, holler at me. Till next time, see y'all later. Thank you.